Another one, it's all go back to me. Comments or questions from the public not related to items on the agenda? Do we have any public?
Just town meeting TV
Town
on.
meeting TV, if they have any suggestions, we'd love to hear them, but we love town meeting TV, thank you. Additions or deletions to the posted agenda, I have a couple. I'll start, 7A, we're gonna add a report from the foundation. My apologies, they were meeting minutes to begin with, it is now on the master template, so I'll come back again. And then on, number 11A will be an executive session I need to call to discuss positive personnel. Okay, so I don't want anyone stressing out about it, but I just want to have some time to discuss some personnel matters. In executive session, so at the end of our slot, I will leave a little bit of time, it should not take long to discuss that. Any other agenda items, changes or modifications? Okay, first one is approval of the minutes from the January 8th, 2026 Board of Trustees meeting. We have posted on the link in the agenda. Entertainment.
I'll move to approve the minutes.
Okay,
Second.
second, yes, open for discussion. Any discussion needed? Okay, I'll call the motion. All those in favor? All right. Seeing no opposed, here we go, Donna, as always. Thank you for an excellent job. We'll do this, we appreciate that. We'll give you a round of applause. You can note that in the minutes if you want. Welcome and chair remarks. Again, great to see everyone. It's good to see a nice sunset out the window. It was a nice day to see the sun with a little bit longer combination, so that was good. Again, appreciate everyone's continued support of Sundays in January. I think it's continuing to go well. Where you can probably give some more details in the director's report. But again, I think I think it's more public now. I'm seeing it in paper and other things. I think the word is starting to get out if that's the case. And I think it's great that we're doing and getting the support we're seeing. I'm excited to go again through the SWOT analysis a little bit more. We'll do a little bit of that as well at the end of the meeting. Hope you had a chance to look at all the comments that people did. There's a lot there. So now we just need to step all down and see for your own key focus on. But those would be the two main things I'd like to add. And we'll go from there. So friends of the library. Hey.
Oh, our bookshop is cooking right along here. Our total sales for January came to $916.74.
Wow.
Great.
Yes.
And thank you to the people down at the desk, because they actually got $766 of it.
Whoa.
It's more than worth the treats once in a while. The Friends annual membership drive is ongoing now. It started in January, and we brought in almost $1,700 in January, and it continues on. So if you haven't joined yet, just hit the website. Anywhere from $10 for a single membership to $250 for a lifetime membership. In January, we hosted the Donuts for Donations, which succeeded beyond our wildest dreams. We supplied the donuts and coffee and some chocolate milk, I think, left over from you people the week before, which was a big success. So that was great. We got 6 cartloads of books donated. I laid awake the night before and thought, gosh, I hope somebody comes, because you just have no idea. And it took us 3 weeks to get them all sorted and boxed. So it was terrific. It's a good opportunity for friends to do some community outreach and to really educate people about the bookshop upstairs, because a lot of people that came in were not very aware of what we did. So we gave them donuts too, though. But anyway, it was fabulous, and everybody was so thrilled that the library was open on Sunday. And we had a good crowd, over 300 people, so just kind of coming in through the door. So it was very well done. We were happy. And next time I'll be much better prepared ahead of time to have the boxes ready to go. So we're currently working on kind of reorganizing our bookshop closet. We took out some things that were in there to make more room for book storage. So we're going to be purchasing 3 new storage racks for so that we can see what we have and make it easy for volunteers to get the books out into the shop easily there. winter concert series started in January, and we had 92 people come for our concert of the duo of the Vermont Symphony Orchestra cellist. I don't see cellist, and he plays this cello
And a violin.
and a violin. And they were fabulous. They did a great job, really good music. This month, our concert is February 21st at noon. And it's John Hughes, and he plays the African flute called a kora. So it'll be kind of interesting. I think it's supposed to be really
Oh,
Basic job.
Yeah, she's like, she just woke up.
Oh, okay. Welcome, Stacy.
So the Friends covered the cost of the musicians' fees, so that all the concerts are free for the public there. Our upcoming book sales, we're going to participate in Illuminate Vermont on April 24th and 25th. We'll have a book sale down at the base of the stairs. We've done this before. Who determines the entertainment for that? You do. Okay. Well.
it's all booked. We got our final artist
Oh,
today.
good. Good. And the book sale for October will be October 9th, 10th, and 11th. So that's our annual book sale. And I have one fun little thing. Oh, and that will be our first opportunity to have a book sale on Sunday.
Oh,
So, yeah. So we have, our story walk is coming up in, probably end of May, first part of June. And we have the little owl who's going to be our little character there. And so the kids are going to have a contest down in the children's area to name him. So. Well, that's what's going on with the Friends.
Oh, I was telling me today that people were talking about next week's concert.
Oh,
He
good.
was up there today. He overheard and went over to ask, and they were telling him how excited they were about it.
Excellent.
So that was cool.
Caitlin did a great job of getting interesting musicians to come and play. Mhm.
Well, I appreciate what the Friends is doing. I know he's still shorthanded a little bit, but I think you're.
We got 2 new volunteers out of the Donuts for Donations. So that was just that, and they're both come in and have been trained, and they're just about ready to go. I was thrilled.
So yeah, thank you for all you're doing. Any further questions? Okay, we'll go to 7A.
Foundation. I don't have a lot, Trevor, but we raised, I don't have the exact number either. We raised 20% more this fundraising appeal, the December appeal, than we did last year. And I think that this is the newsletter from the foundation marks the end of the annual appeal. And I have to figure out a way to get everybody to be able to be on the foundation email newsletter that came out a couple days ago, because it lists how, did you get it? Okay. How the foundation is spending.
I signed it today. It's a fabulous.
Yeah, I really liked
Nothing
it.
to do. It's great. It's beautiful.
So if you have, is everyone getting it? Does anyone know?
Was it?
Yeah.
So
To the foundation. Yes, I was. Maybe. I know you want to express it.
And who does the newsletter?
everyone encourage a donation.
Nancy Simpson, and Lisa. Yep. What's her last? I do not know.
Elisa.
And it came out when?
Came out a couple days ago.
I definitely know. I mean, that's.
Yeah, it came out yesterday at 3 o'clock.
Such things. But I don't want to preempt, I know Bree's going to be talking about some of the things that we're sponsoring, the librarians screening and for in Paris through that grant from the Vermont Community Foundation. And so,
But just in general, the foundation fundraising is going,
yes.
we've had a very good year of
It's-
fundraising,
yeah.
so we kind of want to say we've achieved our goal, but that would mean we don't want to continue.
Yes.
So, so we're doing
Yes.
well, but we want to continue to encourage donations, so.
You talked about it at one of our meetings that you were doing in the appeal, like just randomly picking people? Did that yield anything, do you know? And that might be more detailed than you actually know, Anne.
Yeah, if I could find it. It yielded a few people, a few new donations. So
Okay.
we took a block of 500 people from the grand list and sent them the appeal.
Yeah.
And it was to me a small percentage, but that was what it was. It was better than we expected it to.
Yeah.
So Kevin,
Kevin, yeah.
his experience, he was pleased
Yeah,
with
right.
the other response rate would appear to be very
Low.
low. It was still, when you
Different
do a cold
people.
call like
Yeah.
that,
Right.
it was successful. So I think it's something we'll continue. And then the other thing we talked about was that, you know, it was heat map. You showed us last time.
I've got improved.
Oh,
heat map.
no. We did talk about that may be something we could target areas where we're not seeing very good penetration of foundation members to try and focus a little bit more of that cold calling in some areas. So it's a combination of just pure cold calling and maybe a focus there as well. So can't wait to see the new improved. All right, is that all you got? Okay. You made it.
No, remember the foundation, the person who's still doing social media. Could you please share the social media from the foundation? If you're not already following, but Marty, I saw you liked a bunch of stuff. Thank you. I would have, anyway, yeah.
Yes, thank you.
I just got a bunch of notifications that Marty liked my stuff. So,
Good job.
thank you.
Any questions for me? Three, director's report.
Well, I guess I have to start with the improved density. So I have this for you. So I'm just gonna pass it out, like take one, pass it around. That's a smaller file because that's just how. Oh, and here's another one. Looking at one there if you want. So like I said, I showed you guys on the screen an interactive version of this map, but that was in the city's GIS portal, which isn't, you know, something that like everyone has access to. And so I did ask Ariel and Anna in the data department to make like a PDF that we could use. So obviously we lose the interactivity, but this is a kind of cool map showing the density of library card holders in South Burlington. Sorry you can't see it, Stacy. I will leave one for you. But anyway, yellow indicates, you know, more dense, all the way to like kind of the gray pink part. And then you can see the residential footprints because if you're like, whoa, why is there nothing in that northeast quadrant? It's the airport. So, but there are a couple of neighborhoods that are just like completely blank. So it'd be interesting to look at that and maybe if that's like a complex or if that's like a, you know, we could put one of our fantastic evergreen flyers that Andy is working on with the comm squad in that area. Also, you know, maybe we can do some mailings or, you know, something like that. But overall, if you look at it,
It's really impressive.
it's really impressive, the amount of the density of card holders in the area. So as we do our long range planning and that kind of stuff, you know, if we have this much density of library cards, then maybe we focus on, you know, another metric or, you know, continuing this metric or whatever.
What is the, not to be too technical, what is the calculation for this? So like certain areas, they bought the homes that were spread out, and they consider non-dense, even though they may have a card or.
Right, yeah, it is based on population density and land.
It's pure pop.
Well, and like cards, and so this was also showing, we were getting a dot before. Remember, you guys saw like all those dots, but let's say it's a multifamily home. It was kind of like 3 dots on top of each other, but you couldn't see them. And so they improved the visualization of that. So it's, you know, little projects like this that are evolving and kind of working with the software and the skill set, you know, is really helping for the data department to do other things as well.
Excellent.
So this would be useful for, you know, outreach, tabling events. We have this also with school catchment areas. So we can see, you know, if we have capacity only to go to one school, which school do we go to? You know, that kind of thing. So it's cool. I thought you guys would enjoy
It's fascinating.
looking at it. You guys don't get access to the GIS portal because there's a lot of other information in there, but if I can show you, different things if we're like meeting together, or I can have different things printed out like this too. This was also neat to show the staff. I showed the staff because I was like, find your house if you live in South Burlington,
Yeah.
and like, how's your neighborhood doing? Maybe you should talk up the library more, kind of. And I would encourage all of you to look at, like, if you happen to live in, whatever that neighborhood is by the country club that doesn't have anyone in it.
Yeah, we're covered, Marty.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
not a lot of houses in there.
And that's
Yeah.
a comment, like I said, population density is very low.
In some of, so like, yeah, down on Spear Street, where yeah.
No, but I do think it's something.
Yes.
That you would think, so I guess one question.
The number of residents per acre, for example,
Yeah.
is greater in
Yes,
those, yeah.
right.
Yeah, in some of those areas. And so that also would be something that I could look at in the portal, but I just think this is kind of a quick,
It's a lot of fun.
So Bree, I deliver Meals on Wheels, so I'm looking at all the places I
Yeah.
go around town. There are four, I think there are 4 delivery routes
mhm.
in South Burlington, and it occurs to me that if we had like a little flyer or something, we could check with Agewell. If you could just put it in with one of, a
In
delivery.
each meal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
Just-
check in with Agewell. I was a
I can
Meals
check it
on
with
Wheels driver too until I took this job. And I think that's a great idea.
I'll give them a call.
A couple questions.
Yeah,
So can we share this sort of anonymized version with the foundation?
sure, that it's fine. There's no identifying
Right,
information.
yeah, no, it's just,
here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it stops right here.
Right, that's what I said.
Well, I mean, that's the reason that we intentionally did not share exact addresses, because it is your library privacy.
And if you're going to be reaching out, are you looking then to do tabling or at a school it's not dense?
Right,
That word-
yes, less dense. We wanna cover some of those pinkish, reddish areas. Yeah. But I think it's just it's valuable. I was also I was asking for a map that shows where we don't have library cards. And I think that they did a good job coming up with that too. This shows both where there are cards and where there aren't cards. So and the staff, yeah, they enjoyed seeing that. So this is some of kind of the behind the scenes work, at a city level. I'm trying to utilize the talent that the city of South Burlington employs, like working with Andy in communications, working with data, we're working a lot more with rec. So just trying to,
Share percentage of South Burlington since the cards.
I probably could find that out.
What are the overall?
I don't know. I remember I looked at something and I thought it was low, and then I looked at this and I was like, that must have been a wrong number. But I can ask Sue for a percentage of residents, or we can kind of do some math.
It might be hard to know, maybe you have some.
Might be households or population.
Yeah,
We
hard to
could
know
see the
how
number
many
of
people
cards
are-
that we have, yeah. Oh,
We put it in
For
the.
somewhere.
We had to put it in the library or something.
I think we were surprised it was lower than. Oh, it was like 30%. Okay, anyway, I was surprised.
but also, if you look at our population in South Burlington, which skews younger than most of the state, you can only get a card at 5. So any of those kind of 0 to 5 of the population aren't captured. So maybe some math
Yeah.
around that
Okay.
if is needed.
Any other questions on this? But again, I think it's great. This is very helpful
Yeah,
and your staff who's developed it and.
yeah. Yeah, well, speaking of staff, we have our full staff training on March 11th. So March 11th is the library is closed. And thanks to some funding from the Friends and the foundation, we are going to have quite the staff training day in March. And so I have like a little agenda that I just want to share, to know what we're doing. I'm not going to go into like everything in specific times. Although there will be an optional breakfast of bagels and cream cheese and fruit and coffee. But anyway, we are going to do a training by Beth Waller for your minutes, Wahler. Beth Waller pioneered social work in libraries. And so she was highly recommended by Sue, who had taken a couple of her courses. She has these like training videos. Because if she was to join us via Zoom, it would be even more money than the foundation or Friends. It's $1,500 for like an hour. It's like, no thanks, Beth Waller. So we will watch her video, which comes with discussion guides and questions, and as a staff and have those conversations. But it's about kind of welcoming appropriate like boundaries also to set, and just basically good welcoming social work practices in the library, in a librarian capacity, not a social work capacity. And Sue is going to lead that with Mira helping as well. And then we also are going to have a training and small group scenario discussions with the South Burlington Police Department. They came and did our January training, and it was really nice to put a name to and a name and a face to the police. Often we do call dispatch and people are really nervous about it. And it's like, no, it's this nice guy, he's going to come, or, talking about their response, their priorities, what they do, their kind of take on community, help. And we're also going to have a member of the Howard Center outreach team. And so we're going to go through some trainings on de-escalation, confronting without being confrontational, and just small group discussions and scenarios. So we're doing a lot of work to try and empower all staff to feel good at having interactions with all patrons.
Because it continues to be an ongoing issue.
Well, I mean, we work with the public.
Right.
Anyone working with the public, and so this is not to single out a certain group of people that are using the library. Sometimes the public is just unpredictable, and it's not always a certain group. And it could be how we interact with our children and teens is a little different than how we act with our adults, and how we interact with, someone who's dysregulated or in crisis. Also, someone who's just angry or dissatisfied or really likes us a lot, but we need to set those boundaries. So there's lots of different scenarios that we could talk about, but I think getting the staff talking about them and experiencing them together versus experiencing them in the moment is going to be the most valuable part. Also really trying to work on that teamwork, that we're a team here. We're going to have lunch. And then we're going to have Joy Warland from the Department of Libraries come in. She is the library consultant for continuing education. And just so all of our staff members know about the education opportunities offered by the state library, including the state certification. And then for those who already have that or a Master's of Library Science, the continuing education classes that are available for free for our Vermont library workers. And then we, to kind of piggyback on that professional aspect of our job, we have a professional photographer coming in to take all staff photos. Our staff photos are really out of date and don't include a lot of the staff. And then also that person is going to take professional headshots for anyone who is wanting that. And the library will pay for that. So it's kind of nicer than a pen or a sweatshirt, to be able to leave with and then for your LinkedIn profile, you go to a speaker, you're speaking at a conference, you have to have something for a badge at a conference. Feels really nice to have a professional picture. And we got a good deal. And while we're doing that, we're also going to be doing some collaborative gaming on the Switch, the Nintendo Switches that we have, as well as some tabletop gaming, because we got to fill that space. Not everyone can get their picture taken at the same time. And our youth services department has recommended that. And so we're going to play together, which is a really nice thing to do. And then we'll kind of wrap up the day talking about the importance of professional organizations, like being active in the Vermont Library Association or more national groups. And I renewed everyone's Vermont, all staff, all levels of staff's Vermont Library Association membership
Nice.
because they had lapsed. So, and that also is a boost to the Vermont Library Association that we can afford to do that. It helps that organization, which is advocacy for our profession.
And the board has one membership.
For the American Library Association, like the big one, this is the Vermont Library Association, which is more economical.
That's the other side of any. We have. So, seeing.
I think I sent it out to the whole board, but you can,
You want that.
yeah.
So that's so we're not a member of the VLA? They must have a trustee.
They do
Category?
they do have a trustee category. Yeah, if you guys wanted.
Good to join, yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk about that. Yeah. And then we're gonna wrap up with some kind of like and learn activity that I haven't quite solidified yet. But hoping to wrap up a little early even. It's always nice to start on time and early.
Is your plan to do this annually, quarterly? What is?
Oh, this is not a court, this is like planning a conference.
We put them on it.
Yeah.
Great day.
Yeah, so this is a yearly annual staff training. We do an hour and a half staff training every month. I feel like we are
Yeah.
so well trained and that that is it's tough to find stuff sometimes, but actually we're really tapping into our colleagues in South Burlington and having them come in. So police, we had fire training yesterday, so how to use the AED, some Narcan training, not the official like you have a card, but Narcan training, some mild safety in the library, what to do before the fire department gets here, kind of what's most useful. And so, yeah, and just meeting our colleagues. So when you call the fire department, you're not calling scary entity, you're calling Michelle, who's lovely. Yeah, so that was our staff training day, and I do want to mention just a couple of big things going on. I have some posters here for some programs that staff are particularly wanting to have you know about. But the foundation did get a grant for the Serene Paris workshops. It's on storytelling. So if you're interested, there's QR code on the website, but it's a multi-session and some hands-on working time for crafting your own story and visual plus written storytelling. She's a local artist. There will be cakes. Don't know, that was part of the budget. It was for these Asian rum cakes. Yeah. Yeah, so we're buying her cakes from her as well for the snacks, but thanks to the Vermont Community Foundation and the Foundation for writing that grant. So that's all planned. And the staff is really talented. They're getting everything's getting good on the Canva. And then I do want to also I sent this out to you guys after Donna sent something about Champlain. Everybody's doing that. Student librarians. So are we, but I think ours is going to be really nice because of the panel discussion that I put together. We have Mary Danko representing the Fletcher Free Library, but also the Vermont Library Association. So she can say things in that role that she can't say as the director of the Fletcher Free. Also, we have two people who are the co-chairs of the VISLA or the Vermont School Library Association's Intellectual Freedom. And we have Anne and and author Jo Knowles. So she's a Vermont author of middle grade books, and a couple of her books are on the lists that are referred to a lot there. So to get that perspective, and I'll be moderating the panel. So always exciting. I love public speaking, if you couldn't tell. Yeah. I'm not a very shushy, quiet librarian, I guess. We also are putting on another to kind of bookend movie at the end of March. We're putting on Gone Guys, which is a Vermont film. I know some people had some. Holly's like, I don't know, but anyway. We are putting on the documentary Gone Guys about the crisis in male suicide and education, and lots of different statistics in there. We also have a panel that we have put together on that. And so that panel will include a person from the Dad Guild, who Patrick from the Dad Guild, if you know Patrick. And it will also include the assistant principal of South Burlington High School, John Craig, who's really good with the kids, as they say. And then we'll have a student from UVM who is in the video and is in one of the UVM groups that's mentioned in there. And we're waiting on potential member from the Vermont Department of Health on the suicide prevention side of things. So more to come on that. Lauren Curry, the executive producer of the film, will be moderating that panel.
So is it made in?
It's made in Vermont. It's a Vermont film, and it's winning lots of awards. And yeah, so yeah. And then we are doing Illuminate Vermont. So if you guys are around on April 24th and 25th, the board doesn't necessarily have any thing to do, but you could come support and listen to the music and
Buy books.
buy books. Maybe you could sit with me, because on one of the days I'm the only person working for the library. More to follow on that, but let's see. And just briefly, I signed up. Well, I got all my travel arrangements done for the PLA conference, Public Library Association conference. I had sent some. It's in Minneapolis, and it's March. Well, it starts April 1st, but I have to leave March 31st to get there for 8 a.m. On April 1st through the 3rd. So, and one last big thing, we signed the contract to transition from Verso, which is our online card catalog, to Koha. And that our go live date for Koha is September 23rd. So we have a long runway, but not a long runway in the amount of, we have a lot of nice housekeeping that needs to happen. We're going to do weeding. We've started weeding the collection. We're going to do some catalog cleanup, which has started. We've got some different staff members engaged in different pieces of that. And we'll be, most of that is migrated as a service migrates that. So it's not like we're entering in the new, every little thing. So we just upload a bunch of data, they do something with it, and then they download it. And the reason that we are transitioning to a new one is that our patrons and our staff will be able to see all the different home card libraries around us. We are a little island. So if you want to know what books Burlington has, you have to go to Burlington's website and look. You can't look from our own card catalog. So now everyone will be able to see everything, and our staff will be able to see patrons. So you won't have to register as a home card user when you come here. So we'll be able to see, and our patrons will be seen at other libraries. So yeah, more to follow on that.
Your notes readable?
Yeah. Well, they're tiny.
That's okay.
Okay. If you need me to fill in names or anything, please reach out. They're just kind of notes.
Yeah, I won't give all the details in the notes because people should read the flyers for the programs, but just want to make sure.
Yes, and we don't have a flyer yet for Gone Guys.
Yeah.
At the end of the month, they're working on that. Okay, so I've gone over my 5 minutes.
That's okay. Any questions for Bree?
The update that I looked up and it was roughly half.
Okay.
That's good.
Half for. Roughly half the roads and for there. I don't know what the exact number was because I actually wrote it. She got the number. She made it roughly. So. She could have done this, right? Right, it is.
All right, any questions? Okay, we'll move on to committee reports. Finance.
Nothing, but I would like to go together sometime before the next meeting, just to go over we've looked at the final budget. And I was hoping to get the December where we are from town, but with apparently there's a little stress with some new software. I could be wrong. So anyway, I'm hoping to get December, so we've got a 6-month picture just to look at and to go over before the meeting.
Okay. Let us know
I would
if
just need that
that
too.
information gets.
Like, I think I have software compassion on one hand and I have accounting compassion.
So let us know, because we'll have for more in that meeting and everything.
Yes, yeah,
That's
yeah.
probably something I should transition.
Yeah.
We'll have more.
Yes, thank you.
So we'll get that once you have an idea when.
And we send that to Chris now instead of me.
Yes,
Right.
yes, I've got the Chris link.
Yeah.
Right. We'll move on to governance and elimination.
Okay, so we're chatting right along with policies. This one obviously was library use policy. So everybody together put it on here. And I might process this to include to those just public speaking and to explain some of the changes that are made and why we requested it, or I'm sorry, Bree requested it, but some are pretty obvious, just changes in the way, like the way the city manager, the city manager establishes holidays and hours, that's each job.
Well, and mine. Yeah,
And yours, I'm
yeah, together. I think we put her, we just,
with input, so, but
Yeah.
the library,
yeah. Ultimately, the city manager is like, if we have to close or something like that, that's her call.
and then, Bev, do you want to talk about the closings and why?
Yeah, so now for the closings, we, now that we're open 7 days a week, there will be times where the holiday that the city celebrates is not the actual holiday. And so there are 5 days where we are going to celebrate on the actual day. Some years that might occur, but like the city might be closed on December 24th because it's like the Friday or something like that. That's the observed day. We would be closed on actual December 25th. Or the 4th of July. Like this year it does happen. The city is closed on July 3rd. We will be closed on July 4th. Because that's the actual day of the holiday. And so it's New Year's Day,
Christmas.
Independence Day.
yeah, Independence Day, Bennington Battle Day, and
Veterans Day.
Veterans Day and Christmas Day. Yeah. Are those that we're going to celebrate actual day, and then the rest will be celebrated on the observed day.
So that'll be on the library closures, but it wouldn't be the same as the city offices being closed.
There, those, it could be. It just depends on
If there's a difference, though, I should go
if it's a
to-
difference, we should on just those 5 days.
Got
Mhm. That had to be told and posed to the union, and therefore, it was like more than just like, we're gonna do this. And yeah, because it affects staff. Yes,
What does the city and the library do for a town meeting?
we are open, and I'm sure that the city is working it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Do you have a discussion on Easter or anything like that? Or is that?
Yeah, asked about that because I did have a staff member ask about Easter. It is not a federal holiday, or it's not a holiday that the city. So we'll be open on Easter Sunday. Yeah.
So that's something out there, I think. That's where we are right now, but then as we get into other holidays and everything.
Yeah.
That or some of these we will be.
Maybe we can have an egg hunt that day.
Those are the things that, as you peel back the onion at time. So
Yes. Peel back the-
come up and we'll accept it. We stand red, but
Mhm.
we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and for that specific one, we've done a little bit of switching already for people who really are passionate about Easter or Passover or other holidays that fall around there. We have some internal kind of switching among staff. Staff is very flexible and generous in accommodating other staff. Yeah, and speaking of just Sundays, just so that you guys are all aware as board members, the library is the only presence in the building on Sundays. So we don't have facilities on Sunday or other staff working on the third floor. And, I'm just going to keep putting that out every time. That would be lovely. And not that this board controls that budget, facilities budget, but as advocates for the library in the community, it is nice to have another department represented in the building on that day.
There are people using the senior center though on Sundays.
If the senior center has reservations, the rec department is present sometimes. So it depends on the group. But they also then are kind of missing the facilities, because those people are using the bathrooms and stuff like that. And it's just nice to have someone strolling the hallway, for a variety of reasons.
I added that to your directive.
Thank you, thank you.
Are the bathrooms open,
Mhm. Yeah, when the building is open, the restrooms are open. We have we've developed a procedure where we close the individual restroom, the single-use restroom, about a half an hour before we close, because if there's going to be someone who is sticking around or will be hard to get out of the bathroom, that's usually the bathroom that is going to be. And there's a changing table in the library's bathroom, so if you do need a family restroom, there is one available.
is it possible?
That's not optimal.
I don't know if that's my call, on that one. So if City Hall is open, City Hall facilities, I mean, not City Hall, but the building envelope is open. Those are part of it. And also Senior Center needs
Yeah.
those if they have it. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so moving on to C, we changed up from circulation to borrowing, with the anticipation that there might be a circulation policy put in place.
Stu is working on it real.
That's right.
Yeah.
Great.
And then, I don't know, do we need to go through? Taking a lot of time.
I mean, I'll start, did everyone look this over? Do we need to review it, or do people look at it? Okay, people look in advance, I guess we can kind of look at any comments or any questions about any of the highlighted area.
Secondly, just a few. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, then I think the motion would be to accept this as a policy.
Second.
Second.
Looking for discussion, any comments on this? Okay, I'll call the motion, all those in favor? It's unanimous. So noted, so policy president, thank you, that's great.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of work to do that, so thank you. Yeah.
I think. Okay.
Anything else from others in nomination? Okay. Comments?
Conflict, we.
Hey, Mayor.
We met the week after our meeting, so it's always been 3 weeks since we met. And continue to talk about planning for the future. Whitney is working on an article for the other paper, which is coming out in March. Due the first week of March. Due the first week of March, and will be published at some point in March, and you may receive whatever your mail comes to you. I recently received the one I wrote for January. So. Super time sense. And then Andy is working on the poster slash flyer that will be, I can't say it, it'll be evergreen.
Mhm.
And it'll have a QR code to the library website, so that instead of posting for individual events all the time, we can do a broader sort of distribution of one poster that will hopefully stand for a while and have a QR code. So we're working on that. And then Bree got the list of events from rec that they're doing over the next
Year.
9 months or so. They're very busy and very organized. And so we're gonna look through that at our meeting next week and see where we might do. They want less tabling and more interactive kind of stuff.
Well, the library is already like participating in a lot of them, which is nice. There's been a really cohesive partnership between Kate and especially the children's department. So a lot of the more kid family focused ones, the library's already going to be there. So that's great. And yeah, they were kind of like, yeah, and like more than just a table.
It's so nice.
But I think like Stacy and I are going to the community dinner, and like that kind of event is appropriate to just like, you know, have kind of a table and library card sign up. So it might be a balance of what's an appropriate event just to kind of sit there and say hello. Or like what other kind of things do you want to spend your time on?
Well, we wanted to look at it and see which demographics are not being as well represented.
Yeah.
We heard from the staff, that demographics are not being well represented, so we're maybe find them on this list and see if we can send folks for that. And then the only other thing I was gonna ask was, we talked about, we're gonna be a bit more conscientious about posting Front Porch Forum, and trying to cover all of the areas. So Bree's asked the department heads to send us 1 or 2 things a month that we can amplify. And am I right that there's 3? There's 3 like districts of Front Porch Forum?
Maybe 4.
Might be 4.
Okay, well, Stacy, which one are you?
We're in the south end.
And then Whitney, you're,
I think a different one than,
cause I think it was you and I and Stacy were all different ones, but we're
Yeah.
missing.
Maybe
that's
me.
Let's see. There's Southwest.
Central, I'm the central.
I'm Central.
Oh.
You're.
I must be south.
There's Southwest and Southeast.
Okay, where's Southwest?
And
Is that- Because we're on the lake. Yeah, that's right.
is there one more?
I'm with Brenda.
I get 3 front porch
Marty.
forums every day. Cause I,
So we think there's,
So 3.
I think there's.
well, I get one from Westford too.
Okay, well, if it turns out there's 4, then we'll be in touch. So otherwise, Stacy Whitney.
Holly, ours is Southwest.
And I
I'm sorry.
saw that, you know, it was good. I sent a, and I'll just remind them. I mean, I have a calendar reminder that I've set for them to just send highlights. And so,
Oh, so yeah, that's part of our DC people. That's it. Thank you.
All right, any questions for the comments? Okay. Seeing nothing, we'll move on to strategic planning. It's 6:17, the meeting, the break or we all, we'll plug the break.
Great.
So, would it be possible to pull up that SWOT spreadsheet on the big screen?
computer,
Did everyone have what I sent, a hard copy in front of them or on the computer
just-
screen?
just don't look at all my email,
Okay.
record the screen.
So what I did was I took all the Post-its, and each line you see underneath each one of the categories is an actual Post-it. I did not do any consolidation because I wanted to kind of make sure we saw how often someone had said something or so the objective today,
So am I sharing this?
we could share this, so it's up on the screen.
Stacy,
Stacy, do you have it as well?
Stacy, do
I
you have
have
a
it.
copy?
I'm good.
She
I have
does.
it.
It's only one page though.
And what is this for?
It should be-
There's,
These are just my list, because I wasn't here in January.
okay, well, let me get this.
The attachment, the PDF had 4 pages.
It was. Okay.
So, if you can go down to the next page. So again, this is so all the strengths are on the left column, obviously, each column, and then as you go down each page, you'll see more and more. I think there's 50 strengths that were identified.
Yeah, there's a
Um,
lot of.
There's a lot of strengths. So our goal today is to kind of look at all those strengths, kind of consolidate them between teams, for PIs, and I will. If I say, I will take the notes on this and try and build it. So, if we can look at the strengths column, and start looking down these, example being the building, a beautiful building, a wonderful building, the facility of building, so the clearly an attractive space. So there's this concept of the strength is the asset we have, the building we have. We're not deciding what we're doing with that strength. We're saying that this collective group has said this is a well identified strength. So I would put probably from well thought out space, really the facility, wonderful building as one concept of the strength of the building is one we would do. Then we had the library of things, the recording studio. Items to reserve. So these all felt little subsets within the larger space, but I think they're important, unique features of that. And something we may want to say we want to enhance the strength or not. So these are again looking for conceptual things. I'm not sure I would consolidate any of those because I think they're unique, but they live within the larger space. Then we get into Buckley new services, digital library, digital collection. Any comments on those? That we could again look at the digitization of the strength in one concept, or do you think that each one of those is kind of a more separate?
How are you defining library versus collection, digital?
So I guess if anyone remembers, there's one thing I did not note who made the comment. As I got into it, I tried to do by the colors and then I gave up on that one. So if someone remembers putting that
I mean, I think we
forward.
could call it e-resources, and cover everything.
Yeah.
All right,
Or digital resources, because
all right.
yeah.
If everyone's comfortable, I guess the part of it is, if you remember that that was your comment. And we start talking consolidate, you're comfortable with that. Feel free, so if you put those together, we'll call it digital resources. Okay. Next one, programming. Hours, expanded hours, so we had a whole thing about the whole hours aspect is still one of the things, and we'll put those together. Programming. Is anyone who specifically on programming is a pretty broad topic? Was there something in that kind of stuck out to anyone who may have put that forward, or is that how reason I mean, something you think is something we ought to?
I think programming could have been mine, and I think it's all the things that we get flyers on and all of
I
that.
feel like that's a separate.
Yeah.
So let's keep that as a unique one, okay? Okay.
I think it's all encompassing, it's one of those.
Yeah.
Then we get into a little bit the staff picks in the library, so that's one small subset of that one shelf in there. So those are unique subsets of the broader thing. Do we feel that that's part of programming? Do we feel that's part of something else? Okay. Part of that,
It
okay.
could be part of the
Let's keep it separate.
collection.
Collections and programming,
Yeah.
okay. All right,
Sorry, on the programming, should we be more, should we break that down actually? Because I mean, we have lots of programs, obviously, but there may be opportunities to tweak our programming to be more tailored toward whatever our goal is, what we want to do in 2026 or wherever we think we're. We might have 100 programs that nobody attends and we could still write programming on here.
so we can approach it different ways. We can break it down at this point, or we're looking more for the broader bucket, and then as we get into it, we can start subsetting. So I think initially it's all inclusive, and then as we start delving in this, as we start focusing on what we want to do, we can pull out certain things.
But just for myself, like when we're saying program, we're just talking about library. Not sponsored or created programming, not programs that.
So I guess I'll defer to our library trained people. How would you define, when you look at programming, what is, because we use programming.
Oh, well, so you could have outreach programming, which I didn't think about. I was thinking about this is library sponsored in-house programming.
That's.
And then you've got programming that's out in the community outreach and
So if you look from a strength, what we perceive as a strength, we see, my feeling is it's in-house, feels
Yeah.
potentially
Yeah.
more, maybe the opportunity is.
is outreach. Yeah,
All of the programs here that we either partner with or
right.
host, but not like, it's not a library program. So like if a group uses the space, you know, then that's like more like the strength is the space to be able to have the offering.
Yeah.
But
and-
it's in the library, you know, so it does benefit the library. In my mind, I was looking at this as programming done by the library.
Yeah.
But to recognize that we have a lot of programming that goes on here that is, we kind of get credit for, but it's not library
Right.
programming. Like we had Rally Cat here today. We had nothing to do with that, but Rally Cat was walking around the library. Yeah. You know, Rally Cat is the best smelling mascot of mascots, because usually they smell pretty bad.
The sentence I did not come here.
He was freshly washed. It smelled like, you know, like mom did his laundry. Yeah, yeah. Well, he's freshly laundered.
Okay, I did put outreach programming as an opportunity, so we didn't use that concept when we studied. Sure. So well-funded budget was, someone said as a strength. We comfortable with that? Do we
I feel that I don't know that if I said that, I didn't know that I meant it to be well-funded. I just felt like the community supports the library budget. Yeah, that I don't think I'll ever say well-funded. I would clarify that.
Yes.
Yes.
You wear the hat well. The foundation and friends.
Adequately resourced budget.
Obviously, it's a strength.
Yeah. Yeah.
With fundraising, I think that really lumps in with the foundation and friends. We don't really have so fundraising. And again, all the next one you see, foundation. Fresh leadership perspective, I think we do have a very tight leadership team here, so I think that is a strength. Staff, we clearly had a lot on the staff, so we had like 7 different things, subset of leadership teams out there and knowledgeable staff, but I think staff is clearly one of the things. Relationship with the city and the city manager, and that, I think for me, it was a testament during the hiring process of hiring you, it worked very well, and I think so far, I think the engagement I'm seeing from you and working with the staff seems to go well, so I think that's one. City support, I think that kind of falls in potentially into that category there. IT support, so that was put in as a strength. Does that feel right?
That was me.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Yeah, I mean,
Definitely.
we're not having to do it ourselves.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
It's amazing.
Okay,
Yeah.
Coming from a library where you had to do it yourself, you know,
Right.
so. Also, I mean, they just helped us like pick out a TV in the kids area, and it's like, what TV should we buy? You know, and they were like, well, we like to deal with these and we know how to deal with these. And they just like did it and bought it, and
Huge.
yeah, I mean, they're just great.
Magic dust.
and it's good to hear that, because I'll speak for myself, I think historically, we felt there was a gap.
There is not now.
Okay, and that's good, because I think that was something we had once, in budgets ago, we advocated for more IT support in the budget, and that kind of got paired out,
Mhm.
because we felt that we didn't get that. Now, if you feel you're getting that, then that makes me feel more comfortable not having asked for it in the budget.
Well, I think that they moved it into their budget. There's some moving of stuff.
Yeah,
you know.
but anyway,
But-
you're at a point where you feel good, that's good, okay,
You're better than where we were.
yes.
Great.
New staff, new ideas, unionized staff, I think it goes to that same concept, we'll try and put all this together. Then this whole patronage idea, strong patronage, patrons of the library, support the community. So public support for the library. And then the growth of the city is seen as a strength. Anyone want to comment on that? I think I think it has its challenges, and again, when you do these processes, it can be a strength, it can also be
Yeah.
something else as well.
I would want to, as the city grows, as a board, we are serving more and more and more people, which is great, but then we need to keep up with other resources for the collection, for the staff, for the facilities and that kind of stuff. So it's just something to be aware of as patrons.
Unchecked growth could be scary.
Well, I mean,
was just gonna say it could be a threat and an opportunity.
I don't think of growth as necessarily scary. We just have to allot resources to support that growth here.
Well, and we have it in every category. I think that's the
Yeah.
growth, the budgets are
Yep.
budget as the growth of city center as an opportunity.
So I think
Yeah.
what happens is we start identifying these four categories. We start looking at our strategic ideas, the categories of strength, weakness, opportunities, fear. And it's gonna become key focus areas of us, and we know we're hitting these things. So this is the products together, and then it's the consolidation.
You can speak over got this.
I wanna go back to unionized staff, because I don't think that is subsumed under staff. Because I think that the presence of the word union is meant to convey something, and we have union listed in multiple columns, so I just wanted to flag that as being something that we should maybe make separate.
Yep, I think I meant to but like I said, staff, I did not mean to be something. So thank you for pointing it out. Last couple, wide range of resources and a safe welcome community space. So again, some consolidation on these, so we'll get some 10, 15 or so ideas, and I'll put those together as the next subset list, and then we'll do that. So we'll do the same thing now through the threat or weaknesses. And then this may be a little bit of, sometimes I think the strengths we all tend to, they come forward very quickly. We tend to like to look at strengths. Weaknesses are one where people may have interpretations. So we might have a little discussion here and see if we can get some of these. In-person library card sign up. Do we see that as, is that something that is a weakness or?
I think it's a barrier. That's the only way. I mean, and we are working on that. I think that will probably come with the new co-op with the, but we're working on it like we've already consolidated types. I think we had 8 different kinds of cards and now we have like 4, so.
So this whole idea of library card are really the next 3. So the concept of accessibility of library cards or some work process around. So I'm going to take care of the next 3 unless someone sees in those 3 that something else in those one out.
I mean, we got that interlibrary loan form online.
Yeah.
I know, I want that as a strength.
Next is absence of a marketing strategy, awareness, reaching new audiences, absence of marketing budget. So there's this whole marketing thing, maybe down the marketing canopy. I'm not sure we want to keep that separate, but if we look at the next 5 or so, I think it is in this marketing concept. So I will try to put some grand header to that. Anything that any of those 5 that we need to say sticks out in this canopy, marketing in there, is that?
I mean, it could be marketing e-resources, but we have a plan for that now with schedule.
Oh, we do, okay. So I thought it was-
Okay.
Communications and marketing.
Okay.
This is the first year we have money in the budget, right? for
Yes.
marketing?
Well,
It's a
it
new line.
FY20,
Right.
Right, next for the next new budget.
and it did get
It got cut in half along with the library, so but it's a start.
I think it's something if we prioritize, we can look to see how we can do that with our other resources and other units that can kind of help. That might be something we can try and change.
I have been paying for the marketing that we've been doing for Sundays with the gift.
And our library director has some resources, able to do that, so per our direction, they protect those library resources that come from other
Back
places.
pocket money.
I like spending your money.
Separate.
Yeah, so, okay, we'll keep counting.
Or it could be, marketing e-resources.
Yes.
That was my, you don't. No. It's a cool thing.
Got it. Security, feelings, busy staff burnout, staff turnover. So I'm gonna go back. Security is security a weakness that we ought to just carve out as a separate thing for now? And then we'll look at it as we go through it. Okay, so security is separate. Then we have this whole concept of staff, are they busy, turnover, burnout? So there's this staff. Yeah, something in there with that. Going for the sharing building with City Hall. I think it's a real issue, whether how we can help address that or how we prioritize that. That's something we can go to the next phase, but I think it's an idea we need to at least.
Well,
When-
so you think it as a weakness?
Could be a strength as well,
Right.
but I think what I have in mind is perceived barriers to walking through that door. And part of it is the people that have problems with City Hall and government, that they just don't want to come through that door. So that's,
I think it's an idea that we have to figure out where it fits and what we might want to do about it. So it's sitting right now on the weakness because someone put it in there, but I think it's a topic that we have to keep in our
just a
bar-
barrier.
awareness of. So I'm gonna keep that separate, or we need to keep that separate. Special training for support staff is that? Any, it seems like we're.
Special
Okay,
I don't know how special training would be a weakness, but like maybe the need for special training or, yeah.
okay. Long wait times for Liddy.
She's gotten so much better. We've given her so much money and she's still out of control.
And again, as we drill this down, I think a lot of these things will
Mhm.
start coalescing around stuff. I'm gonna keep it separate because I think it's a unique idea. The underused spaces, this goes into that whole strength of the space. There's this little bit of a weakness of the space into what we're doing. Social following.
Is that social media?
Okay. That's clarification on that. Okay. Would you want that in, with
That
marketing?
mean visibility or?
Engagement.
Engagement, yeah.
Is this separate or do we think it's part of marketing? Okay, all right, I'll go with marketing.
Although it depends on how you use social media, is the social media for marketing or is it for engagement? You know, so it's an interesting thing to look at. Mhm.
Youth engagement, which that goes right into that one. I think that is something that I know that's an area where we're focused is trying to figure out that middle range, how we get to that. Here again, existence of the union, I think there was, unions have a lot of perceptions about them and reality and perceptions of that, so I think it's something just to probably lump in with the union, we just need to understand if there's anything we as a board can do to even maximize the value of that. Legal contract is next, so that'll be again just one broader thing with the union. Website as a weakness. And website navigation, so I think the website is a separate.
If you haven't been on our website in a while, we've been making some big improvements
Yeah.
on streamlining. So we've been weeding the website just like you would weed the collection.
Yeah.
And so we've been taking a lot of old links off of there and just really highlighting the necessary things. So Mike's been doing a great job and I've been going through a lot of, this doesn't work anymore. This doesn't work anymore. Mhm.
Tween space. Yeah, and the youth teen engagement, I think that, and then the last one is the lack of awareness, I think that goes into the marketing man, so we'll do like that. Any comments on those? Okay. I think we're moving pretty good here, well, I want to end about 10 or so. So we'll get another 12 minutes or so, we'll be okay. Threats. Difficulty to engage with teens. I think we just talked about that teens engagement, so there's something there of the weaknesses in the threats category.
The perennial problem.
He's not engaged.
All right, the paid parking, we will obviously keep parking on this, how we address that and what we want to do, we'll figure how we want to beat our head in the wall on that one, but we're gonna keep that there. Social services, disruptive patrons, this is that security and social need. I think that is clearly something we need to keep in focus on, so you can see a lot of people had that in there, so those are good put together. Donation and funding opportunities may suffer because there are many needs and causes in the community right now, so I think that is probably maybe a broader statement. But I think that we can find I won't lose track of it, but I think it does fit in some other areas as well. City budget is now part of, so this is the whole budget as a threat. It's something we'll always have to continue to work through. Reliance on the city, anyone want to expand on if they put that down, what they meant by that? So I wasn't sure what that kind of was, but I think looking around the other ones, I think we don't lose it. So I think we're okay because I may just get lost, put together with other ones. Growth, the budget cannot keep up with, so it's a whole growth staff that it sits in there. So many rec department offers may impinge on the popularity of library programming. Do we think that that's a concern that the rec department is funded and growing and doing a lot of stuff compared to us? Do we see that as a threat or what's?
I think we're trying to see that as an opportunity here at the library by partnering and working more with them. Also, we are trying to host more of their programs in our spaces so that it brings, like we had Spanish class going on and that brought a lot of people in that had never been in the building. But they do offer a lot of programs.
So can we go back to the city budget for a second?
Sure.
The box that says city budget does not provide enough money for staffing. I think that should maybe be separate because that's something we can't make up with. With donation funds.
Mhm.
So like a marketing budget, a marketing person would be great, but we can't do that with.
Right.
Thank you.
That has been, I think that you guys have heard me say that, like the things I would love to spend this money on, I cannot spend this money on.
So is this, the threat is this not having enough staff? Is that or is it that staff's not getting paid enough?
Ooh, well, I didn't put that one down, so I don't want to
Not having
put.
enough.
Right now, I want to make sure, I think those will all get flushed out as we
Okay.
start
Yeah.
discussing, so. I think as long as we keep that a unique one, I think we can walk through that. Growth that cannot keep, I think we did that one, rec.
You're done.
Potential challenges to collections, DEI. This goes into this whole political polarization, or do we think that that's separate, or are we good getting that all together? Because you notice down below, we get a little bit, it's federal government, fascism, government, federal funds.
Specific to libraries. in a way.
So is there any, so now, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Like
So-
so is a problem across all things, whereas this is a library specific one.
So this is challenges, yeah.
Challenges, and I think the rise of organized opposition groups, I think that's something to
So
be aware.
We should watch the librarians.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, the city.
potential
I think,
collections and polarization.
Whatever you're gonna look for the politics, I also wanna keep the ones.
And I think I've got here, eroding civil discourse and civility. I mean, I think that really kind of.
Marty, do you have one with yours? I didn't get.
Oh,
I didn't. Thank you.
Oh,
Why I mean,
There's,
I think yours is, did you? Oh, okay.
Oh, they didn't put some down. It's head. Kid.
Rising costs of digital resources and pricing pressure and rising costs. Some cost aspect, we may put that together in the budget when we get final in, but I think that's a unique one. Cybersecurity.
That's why we have IT.
Yeah.
I mean, we're a .gov, so we've got as much cybersecurity as we can. I've asked about that a couple of
certain
times.
stitches there, right, because.
Yeah.
Big things.
Oh, yeah.
Again, I think we want to keep it as a concept and then how it flushes out, we
Mhm.
just see all the concepts.
Yeah.
But not part, we'll figure out how it all part is. Competition for media, digital media and streaming services.
Competition from bookstores, I don't know, you know.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
No, I mean, I feel like just.
Just maybe a little very specific, but we're gonna keep it there. And then say, so federal government fascism, government, federal funding.
Mentions a dumpster fire or someone or something. Everything's on fire.
Everything's exhausted.
Yeah, that's right.
All the community needs and demographics, mental health, I think those will. go into that.
Yeah. Yeah,
South Burlington is spread out, bring more library services offsite. I think it's a concept that it still needs to be there. How you do that? Well, the bookmobile will always come up, so we know that the major, that is the opportunity side, there is bookmobile, so.
I see it as a.
Why don't we-
right.
why don't we just get some horses? We can go back to the past.
We'll get opinions from our library director, bookmobiles.
You guys can all take a turn driving and.
Seriously, that would be more fun than.
I have done that. It's very fun.
Let's go through the opportunities here and then we'll. So, any time to get positive public service when somebody comes. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's
right.
gonna kind of benefit. Positive in libraries in general in Vermont, community love for libraries, so.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah. Increased look at data mapping, we talked about data mapping, where it promotes, so I think it's use of data. But Vermonters are fired up resisting fascism and censorship and anti-book.
Trashing.
All right, families with small children, I think this goes into the, we talked about that earlier, so I just want to make sure we haven't hit it earlier, it'll get pulled in. Sunday food on Market Street for people in need. I think this did come up where I think we talked about, imprisonment.
Yeah, emailed you too, on the very cool day.
Right, so I think it was a good point you made, we had to figure out what the role a library can play into that, so I appreciate you bringing it forward, and I appreciate you putting it in a perspective, we have to kind of make sure we're getting the right support for the community as well. Financial support from South Burlington Residents Foundation Friends, we've had that bookmobile. Book bus, I like it, book
Book
bus.
bus, where you get even bigger.
Yeah, so. Yeah. So.
Steve, I know.
You know, all come together, city growth.
We can make it a rec program with driver's ed.
Yeah, driver's ed.
Oh,
Way more.
oh, there's some privacy issues.
Patrons from underrepresented pockets of South Burlington, we talked about that in the mapping, we had all our comments about the opportunity we have with our new director, agree.
Thanks, guys.
Alright.
Feeling
Growth,
love.
diverse community. Again, as we get to the end of this, we've heard it
Yeah.
before, and we'll get pulled together, so we'll lose the top headers and there are lots of new community partnerships. And the whole idea of partnering is something that foundation's been trying to figure out what partnering means. We have to figure out, us as a library, what does that mean? Podcast studio, makerspace, that goes into the space discussions, AI. I think it needs to be something unique, how AI fits into this, everyone's asking that question, so I think we'd be negligent if we didn't have it there and figure out what that may be. Digital services, digital advertising, unknown marketing. Community-wide signature event for the library, anyone want to share?
That was.
Jen, because you weren't here,
Right,
so do you, anything you want to share on what you thought that?
well, just a community-wide signature event for the library, no. You know, it's like, it becomes a staple. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I feel like this is a beautiful venue and it's something that we have a lot of people with money in this community. And let's make it even kind of more upscale.
Oh, like a gala?
Possibly.
Yeah.
We have a public speaker, at least public speaking, so.
You can make a poster for the. Rally.
Gala gives me fives.
Only if Mama Rally does the laundry again.
Create a makerspace, I think it goes into all those things, college search process.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Again,
Programming.
office work with homework help, STEM clubs, that's, I think, in that same career workshops that we're getting into, some specifics in programming or some things. Focus on workforce and economic support. I think we're clear there, partner with city center collaboratives, I guess that's the.
SB3C.
What is that?
It's SB3C. They're like like they have a new part-time director. It's kind of trying to advertise city center and to get more people into it.
Go under
Oh, right.
businesses and.
They gave us a grant for the tween space, and then, you know, we participated in their find the heart of downtown or city center. Not downtown, it's city center. Yeah, we were like one of the 5 businesses.
I think I was checked on my part of our internship with local colleges. That's an opportunity. Sustainability, that needs to be out there or something. We haven't really mentioned it earlier, but it's probably
An electric book
the
mobile.
electric bookmobiles. Okay. All right, so again, I think you got everyone great. I think we got a lot of ideas now. So the next step I'll do, the next time to do this is put these together now on the consolidated subjects.
On this meeting minutes.
Okay.
We'll just put the board talk consolidated. and-
It changes with their.
Continue to discuss.
Discussion. The time to get.
But what is next? What do we do next? Once people-
So next we'll then start trying to prioritize which ones we want to focus on. And that, I think I mentioned, these are the voting where you all get 20 votes
Okay.
and you decide which one and then look at those and see if that's likely what we want to do and start crying.
I'm really enjoying this process.
You are? I was trying to get you. You're smart.
Like, it's not gonna be so bad, guys. It's not gonna be bad.
I appreciate it. This is probably the 13th or 14th swap I've ever done.
You've got that one weariness about.
It's okay, 'cause I hate it because of the. So, thank you, thank you. All right.
Yeah, just being used to the board, that I learned so much reading these notes. The stuff's like, it was like a cram course to, okay, I've got to get up to speed on this, I've got to be aware, it wasn't for me, the notes were. Yeah. Oh, it's great. Those are mine.
And I know that you have executive session on here and I have to scoot, but I will, I guess, leave my stuff and then you will let me know.
And then I will text them when we're ready to close the meeting.
You can just type in here. Or no, they have to
They have to come back, because we have to come back in session to.
end the session.
Right.
Okay. So I will exit. You have a
I,
badge to come out and let me know, whatever that I can clean up my mess.
so town meeting, can you confirm you've stopped recording? We're going into executive session. right, it's 7:08, meeting adjourned. Thank you.
This is really handsome.
Yeah, yeah, it's just so
Fun
neat.
for